G'day guys. Now, I was looking through my videos and I realized there was one that I'd never actually made, and given that my entire backyard here is devoted to it, I thought it was time to remedy that. I've seen a few horribly confusing videos where people are trying to explain aquaponics, and given that people like clicking away in the first 30 seconds, I thought I'd do a quick, too long, didn't want to watch version of it. So for a very quick version, I feed the fish and they poop out and release ammonia. It travels through pumps into the grow bed, and the natural bacteria inside of the grow bed convert it into nitrates, which is a form of nitrogen, something that plants love and thrive on. And then the clean water is returned directly back to the fish, completing the cycle. It's really that simple. So if you're still you're getting in my video again. You done grumbling? Alright, listen to this. Can I continue now? Can I continue now? I'm very lucky I did the quick version first. Yeah. Where's Mum? Where's Mum? Where is she? Is that her? So after my dog grumbles and he's run off to find somebody else, I thought I might delve a little bit deeper into it and give you guys a little bit more information. Now these guys are the heart of my system, and to be honest, they don't really need to be goldfish. There are plenty of edible versions you can use out there, and anything that can survive within the temperature range will grow perfectly inside an aquaponics system. Any sort of fish will work for it, anything like that will work really well. But given that I don't really like eating edible fish, goldfish are perfect for me. And given that my goldfish poop up a storm in there, that is something that can get quite frustrating in an aquarium. So in a small scale aquarium, small scale being a lot smaller than what tank that I got in there, it's really frustrating having to clean all the filters, having to change water and all those sort of things. And in the 4 years that I've been running this system here, I have never changed a filter. I've never changed any water inside of it. And my ammonia nitrates and nitrites are all sitting at 0, which is an ideal setting for it. So there's nothing in there that's toxic for the fish, and they survive in there very happily. And they love pooping up a storm in there. They will just eat everything, poop everything, and make a massive mess. But inside of the aquaponics system, that is fantastic. We want all the poop, we want all the ammonia, and it goes through there and builds up into the best plant food that you can have. And the amount of fruit and veg that I've gotten out of this system is incredible. There's literally thousands of kilos of fruit and veg that I've gotten out of here, and it just keeps on producing and keeps on going, and the growth rates are incredible. When I first moved in, I tried doing normal gardening, normal dirt gardening. I set up the whole backyard with no-dig garden beds, raised garden beds that were off the ground, and I just couldn't get the growth rates that I wanted. The first season was fantastic, but then all my compost and everything shrunk down into very little, and I'd realized that it needed to be a very continual system, and I would need to keep refreshing it, adding more, and I just couldn't get the growth that I wanted out of it, and it was just frustrating for me. Aquaponics, it's completely different. It is fantastic. Have a look at this video here, or here, yeah, let's say here, and it'll show you some of the tomatoes that I had growing last season and just the incredible growth rates of it. It's just click video and watch it. It will come back to this one after you've seen the growth rates, and you'll see how awesome this system actually is. Now, if you guys are into soil gardening, you might be able to match the sort of growth that I had there. It's entirely possible, but you would have to have a loam that's been built up over years, and you've put that much stuff into it. You've got an ultimate watering system, which means that the plants are never lacking of water, and you still might struggle to get the growth rates that I got in there. But considering that all I'm doing is pretty much pumping water from the fish tank into a gravel bed and then letting it drain back into the fish tank again, it's really all I need to do, and it is so simple and so easy, and it lets me get all these sort of fantastic things growing with pretty much nothing from me. And that's the beauty of the whole system. It allows me to be a very lazy gardener. I throw some seeds in there, I walk away, and I come back a couple months later and I have beetroot that's growing like crazy. I have garlic in there, I've got strawberries, I've got tomatoes, rhubarb, and so many other sort of things. There are some stuff that doesn't grow in there particularly great, like root vegetables, fruit trees, and those sort of things, but pretty much anything you want to go. If you wanted to have an ornamental garden with lilies or anything like that, aquaponics will work. But I love growing my fruit and veg, so that's basically what I use it for. And very surprisingly, it uses a lot less water than dirt gardening does. when you've got the sprinklers, it sprays the water up and it goes into the soil, and then it just sinks into the subsoil and then down into the ground channels and keeps on moving through. This system that I've got here, the water just keeps on going through a continual loop, which means that you're not wasting water. It might look like a lot of the water inside of the fish tank, but it just goes back and forth, and the plants only really take up what they use, and the rest of it's just through basic evaporation, which means you lose a lot less water than any sort of traditional dirt gardening. Now, I have more videos on how I built my system. If you check out the one here, you'll see this bed that's behind me, how I built all that one, from start to finish, welding up the frame, doing all the sides of it, all those sort of fun things, and how it's all piped into the system. And if you have a look here, you'll see the fish tank that I actually built here. Dug it all out by hand, concreted up all the edges, but I do understand that some of these videos are a little bit confusing and complicated for somebody that's just want to try out. They're not quite sure if I'm talking crap and if this all stuff works. So I'm going to send you to Rob Bob's, a really hairy guy, but he's got some awesome videos on his channel, and it shows you how to build an IBC aquaponics tank, or an IBC aquaponics system. It's an IBC chop system, which is really quite simple. You get an IBC, chop it off in half, and flip it upside down, and you put the gravel bed on top of it, and it just works straight through. He's also got a couple other videos on how to build a barrel system, which is another quite simple, cheap one. So if you're not quite sure if I'm talking crap and want to see if it works without spending a stack of money on it, then those systems really are for you. So I hope you guys got something out of this and enjoyed the video. If this is the first one you've seen of me, then don't forget to subscribe to the channel and see more stuff coming out. And don't forget to give a good thumbs up, because if you give a thumbs up, it makes the videos come up a little bit higher in the rankings and more visibility for those that are interested in this sort of stuff as well. So I'll see you guys next time.